Israelite Prepper here. How are you doing? I wanted to bring another quick message because a lot of people are new to prepping, new to getting things together, and one of the things that tend to happen is that we get overwhelmed. We're thinking, okay, where do I start? What do I do? Um, Anything about prepping? What should I do? Now, again, I'm no expert in it. Okay, I'm fairly new to it. However, I see a great need for it. So I figured, hey, since I saw something, a change in the wind, and I saw that it's time for us to, prep and take care of ourselves and be self-sufficient and take care of our families and band together, start a community, things like that. I figured, there were people behind me who probably had the same thought. So if you're one of these people, then I just have a couple of tips that I did a little bit of research, did a couple of things myself, but it's something that is good for starters. Okay, it's not the end all be all. It is just good for starters. Okay, hopefully this helps someone move forward. Okay, so the first thing, I got top 10 prepper tips, okay, out there that all of us can consider. Okay, the first tip is take action. That's one of the things where it paralyzes us because, again, we get overwhelmed. We don't know what to do. Where do I start? What do I buy? Just take actions. And when you do that, take baby steps, okay? Just simple baby steps. I don't know your situation, so sit down, assess your situation, realize where you are right now and where you want to be, okay? But take baby steps, okay? But the most important thing is to take steps. What are you doing? Did you buy some gold and silver or something to start with? Start converting your paper assets into something more tangible, into real assets or something like that. I don't know. Take where you are now, since everyone's beginning spot is a little bit different. Take where you are now, okay, and then make baby steps going forward. Okay, that's tip number one. Tip number two kind of leads into it. Plan for short-term, intermediate term, and long-term survival. Plan for those things. What do I mean by that? Well, plan for something where you have to leave in a matter of hours. Okay, now that might include a bug out bag. Do you at least have a bug out bag with the essentials in it? A fully stocked bug out bag for you and each of your able-bodied family members. Okay, that's short term. That's if you got to leave in a few hours or something and you just got to get going. Okay, then you might want something where you have to, in that bug out bag, you should be able to last for 3-4 days, a week, whatever. I don't know how well you're going to prep, how much can you fit in these things. Okay, but you want to be able to get out as soon as possible. Okay, and then have something that can sustain you for 3 to 7 days or something. Okay, but that's short term. That's really short term. Now you want to have a medium-sized plan, okay? An intermediate plan of like 3 months, okay? 3 months. Prep according to that, to the things that you're going to need to sustain yourself for 3 months, maybe 6 months, okay? Because you can get that. You need those milestones, okay? For beginners, you need those milestones so that you have a sense of accomplishment and that you're actually doing something. Something is getting done. What you want to do, you want to have a midterm plan of survival, okay? About 3 months, 3 months, 3 to 6 months. Then you want to go long term. Now you're talking about 6 months to a year, okay, in survival, and then beyond. That's self-sustainability, okay, if I said that correct. You want to do that, but that's when you're on your homestead. Maybe you're there now, I don't know, or maybe you're buying a piece of land or something, and that's when you want to do it, when you're growing your own food and you have your own livestock and you're making some of the things that you need. You can survive, okay? So you want to think of that. Now, these tips vary between you being away on a homestead somewhere, or that you just have to leave. You're in a city and then you have to leave. So it's a combination of that because everyone's a little bit different. Okay. Tip number 3, develop a transportation, bug out, and communication plan. Okay. Your transportation situation. Okay, you want to make sure you have that going. Now, if you're out on the land, you may want to have some bicycles. It's cheaper than horses, but if you can manage horses, Get horses. Okay, there may be a time where going to the gas station isn't possible and isn't practical. So you want to have that plan in place for your transportation. Maybe the transportation from where you are now to your bug out location or to your final destination. Okay, maybe a ranch or something somewhere. I don't know. Okay, that's up to you. But you want to have that planned out. Also, your communication. Okay, you have some two-way radios, some CB, stuff like that. Get your communications in order. Plan for it now. Okay, that's tip number 3. Tip number 4, learn some basic skills. In other words, get your skills up. Okay, do you understand maybe some light mechanical? Do you have any light mechanical abilities? How about heavy equipment abilities? Okay, do you have a green thumb? Okay, do you know first aid? You know, things like that will help you to survive. Can you start a fire? There's a lot of skills out there that can really help you. Can you hunt? Everyone thinks, oh, well, you know, I got a gun and, you know, I can do security and stuff like that. Okay. You're going to need more than that. Okay. Although security and guns and all that, that's important. But talking about your day to day survival and sustenance and well-being, you know, the things that you are guarding for, the things that you need security for, those things that you need. Okay. That's tip number 4. Get some basic skills. Okay, are you good at woodworking or metalworking, or I mean, can you build shelters? You know, do you know how to lay block? Can you do electricity? You know, do you know how to do alternative energy, wind power, solar power, something like that? Some very useful skills. Can you do that? Okay, get your skills up. Start basic. Okay, start very, very basic. Number 5, tip number 5, build a team. Very, very important. Obviously, there's strength in numbers, and that you don't have to be the jack of all trades. Okay, you don't have to do everything. But if you are by yourself, you do have to do everything. Okay, so you want to build a team of like-minded individuals. You guys work your plans. Okay, work your plan. Get into a community of something. Get on the same page with your people. Have meetings very often. Practice drills, or get going. Get going. If you're on property right now, go on your property, live, and just do your day-to-day thing. And then should something happen, you won't miss a beat because you're already self-sustained. Okay, so build a team. That's tip number 5. Tip number 6, plan for a power outage. I know some of us have been in situations right here in the city where the power goes out. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you didn't, you know, pay your bill, but it didn't have to be that either. It could be simply that there is a power outage. The city a grid went down, or someone hit a transformer or something like that, and it shut down 2 or 3 blocks. Okay, you want to plan for that. Okay, how do you survive for that? Okay, you have candles, or you know, is your house set up to where it's just burning up hot when there is no electricity going? Have a plan for that. What are you going to do? I don't know your situation, but you do start thinking about it and start planning and start thinking, what am I going to do if I have a power outage? Okay, and then put a little sense of urgency on it. What would I do if my power went out tomorrow? Start planning today, and you may just get your answer. That leads me to tip number 7. Tip number 7 is learn how to bug in. Okay, some of us, we're trying to pay attention to the winds of change, and things didn't always go according to plan. I'm sure you can agree with that. So what you need to do is you have to learn how to bug in. Okay, if I can't get out, what am I going to do? Okay, do you batten down the hatches? Do you board up your windows? I don't know. Do you have enough reserves in your home to sustain you for a while that you can bug in? Now, some people, you may be someone that says, well, you know, I can't bug in. I'm in an apartment. I'm surrounded by people. I'm not really close to my neighbors and all those. Well, then you need a different bug in plan. Okay, then you need to bug out. If you cannot bug in, you need to bug out. You need to be able to have a place where you are going to go, where you probably have a couple of caches set up for you for your survival for when you get there. Okay, so, and as a bonus to that is, don't have all your stuff in one place. Okay, you never know, a road can be blocked, or you can't get here, you can't get there. Got to have alternative routes. Okay, don't have all your caches in one place. Okay, that's number 7. Number 8, store food. Okay, which is a given, right? Store food, but you also want to store comfort food. Okay, our spirits can get low. Okay, and we might need comfort food. And what else goes along with 8 is amusement. So you want to store comfort food and amusement. Okay, get some crossword puzzles, some coloring books, or something. Okay, play some Sudoku or whatever. Something that may not take electronics. Okay, all right, get yourself some role playing games. I don't know, but get something to take your mind off a depressing situation. Okay, a situation where we all just want to give up. We may have been waiting for it. We may have been anticipating it, but then when it hits, and over time, we start to get depressed, and we are emotionally in the dumps, and sadness overtakes each one of us over time, some faster than others. And you may need something to lift you up out of that stupor that we may find ourselves in, to lift you up, because we may go 3, 4, 5 days with no sunlight. Who knows? Anything could happen. But now that we realize that and we know that, plan for it. Some comfort food, and I'm not saying a bunch of Twinkies and stuff that with no nutritional value whatsoever, like your whole stash is just junk food. I'm not saying that. You need food that can sustain you, but also a little bit of the comfort food on the side that just kind of lift your spirits a little bit, and some amusement, whatever is your amusement. Okay, whatever you find amusing to yourself, just a little something. I mean, even if it's a Rubik's Cube or something. Okay, just plan for those types of things. Okay, some sort of entertainment. Okay, 9, store plenty of water. Water is life. Okay, water is life. So store plenty of water, or at least some sort of filtration, so you can filter some water from a source that you already know you can have access to. Store water. Water is life. Last but not least, plan for sanitation. Many times I've read articles, and I've actually heard some people's testimony when they've been in war-torn situations, and sometimes the enemy is not the one that take them. Sometimes it's not even a natural disaster that take them. They're still surviving, but disease and infection takes their life. So we need to plan for that. Plan for sanitation. How do we keep ourselves sanitized and clean and healthy? It helps for our health. Okay. Skills from earlier in the list that I was saying, get your skills up. I mean, some first aid, some basic things like that will help. But what can aid that is our sanitation. Okay. Help us from getting sick, because, hey, an ambulance may not be readily available in a bleep hit the fan situation. So that's my top 10 list for beginners. Top 10 list for beginners. So as I do a brief recap, I will go backwards. Number 10, sanitation. Very important. Number 9, store plenty of water, because water is life. Number 8, store comfort food and amusement. Number 7, learn how to bug in if necessary. Number 6, plan for a power outage. Number 5, build a team of like-minded individuals. Number 4, learn basic skills. Okay, anything that'll help the community or your family as a whole. Get your skills up. Number 3, develop a transportation bug out and communication plan. Okay, and number 2, plan for short, medium, and long-term survival. Okay, 3 days to a week, then 3 months to 6 months, and 6 months to a year, and then beyond. And number one, take baby steps, but whatever you do, take actions. This is Israelite Prepper.